What's up, guys? We just got a box. You can kind of see it in the corner. Let's unbox it. Alright, guys. So there's 6 things, I believe, in this box. And I'm actually really excited about it because it's the first big purchase of this series. It's the second one, but it's the biggest. I posted a story a while ago about what was in this box, but we got a seat for the road bike. We got bike tires for a bunch of different bikes. A couple different bikes to be exact. Inner tubes for these tires. And more tires. I'm honestly really excited about this. This will help. This will help get moving on the rebuild series. Like I said, I'm really excited about it. Here's a sorted out view of what everything that came. We have tires, inner tubes, seats, and tools that are gonna need to exist to replace this stuff. I just realized this seat looks almost way too modern for the road bike. So I'm probably gonna have to put like a seat cover or something on it, which will be fine, but it just looks really modern and really different. I'll put us side by side in a second. So here's the road bike. Look at the seat. Look at this one. It's gonna look really weird, but it's the first piece of a transformation. I'm glad about it. And no, none of that stuff goes to this because those wheels and tires are way too thin. But I'm excited. I know I keep saying I'm excited. I'll slow down. But let's go. Alright, guys. We're going to start with the seat switch first, because I feel like it'll take the shortest amount of time. But anyone who's done any kind of builds, cars or bikes or trucks or anything, knows that it's going to take a whole lot longer than you think. And this is my first seat switch. And I've done multiple tire switches. So maybe it's a smart idea, maybe it's not. I'm not sure. Wish me luck. Like I said in the last video, if your thing you're replacing didn't come with tools, don't use that brand again. You get something that actually comes with tools, because if you don't have sets of tools, then it's gonna be really hard for you to replace anything. So let's get to the switch. All right. So set the new saddle to the side. I'm not sure. And figure out how to take the old one off. I'm not that rude. There's gonna be a bolt on one of the sides. Figure it on. And just start loosening. I'm using the tools that came with the new saddle, but you don't have to. You can use your own set. You're gonna need to know where that nut went. There. Bolt out. Figure out why your seat isn't coming off. Oh! So, the problem with that, all that bolt did was tilt the seat. That's kind of a problem. I have to figure out what to do to switch it, because I'm not taking that whole stem out and replacing that. I know that. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to switch it. Hold on. I got it. I got literally all I did was pulled that stem out with the seat. So they came out as one piece. It went in just like that, and I just wiggled it way out. So now, I get to put it in this one. But I gotta loosen those bolts, just like I did with that one, because this also angles the seat. Alright, so, like I said, just loosen. What the heck? That one's too small, but that one's too big. What? Huh? Well, I guess I will have to use my tools after all. Hold on. Alright, I just grabbed my wrench set, as you can see. And I actually got size first try, which, you ever use a wrench set or any kind of hex nut or anything, you know that's kind of impressive. Which, I know it wasn't on film, but I did get it first try. You can believe me. But yeah, now you just want to loosen it. Probably not all the way, but to where at the point where the small end of your stem fits in, just like that. And then you're just going to tighten it back up. Just like this. Come on. Alright, there we go. Next, what you're going to want to do, put it back in the actual bike. Which, putting it back in the bike is the easy part. Just like that. You can straighten it out. I'm going to have to set you guys down. Like I said, you can straighten it out. And when you got it all straight and everything, tighten it. Most bikes nowadays have this kind where you just do that and it loosens just like that. But this one, you know, has to be different. Where it looks like that. And it doesn't have any kind of hand loosen thing. But also, if you can't tell, that's a little angled up. I'll have to fix that. But that'll be the easy part. If you guys didn't see over there, one of those nuts were kind of like two-sided, kinda. So on that side, I'm just using a pair of pliers, and on the other, I'm gonna figure out what wrench size I need. Yeah. We're gonna see if there's any chance I don't use the pliers, because with the way it's turning, I almost don't think I have to. I'm pretty tight on. Shoot, I moved the thing. But yeah, that's actually pretty tight alone. Now, what you have to do, loosen that back up to get this straight. Alright, so I have no idea which side loosens it. I think it's this way. Yeah, it's definitely this way. But keep in mind, it's not the same bolt that I just tightened to, like, it's not the same bolt I just tightened to keep the stem in place. It's a different bolt. It's actually on the seat. That looks pretty straight. You don't always have to get it straight, you just have to get it to your liking. And if it turns a little bit, like the seat, that's fine. Just tighten it to how you like it, and then use the bolt that connects to the stem to fix how you want it. Strong enough. Or you can do that and just smack it into place. But we got a new seat on the road bike. Check it out. It came with an Allen wrench, but I actually didn't need that. Didn't even need the pliers either. Use those, or use that wrench for that, and had to get another wrench out for that. So, our seat switch is now done. Let's go. Keep your old seat, because you never know. You might want it as a shop seat whenever you're fixing stuff up so your butt doesn't hurt. So, I don't remember quite what bike I got all the new tires for, but they're 26.2s, which is basically any of these three bikes. And I've been dying to get the white mountain bike back on two wheels. So, I think I'm gonna find its back wheel, which I already did. It's that one. And I'm gonna go ahead and replace the inner tube and tire, which it doesn't currently have. But I'm gonna be excited to get this back on the road. the struggle of having 9 bikes. I would not recommend. This mountain bike, the white one I just got out, is actually kind of fancier. This kickstand is right here. Fancy. Alright guys, let me move that bike closer so that way you can actually see and stuff. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I put the bike in the way. Y'all are going to see the inner tube and tire first. Hold on. Wheel, tool, tire, inner tube. That's what you're going to need. Don't be stubborn and try to get those zip ties off of your bike tire without scissors or something to cut it. Don't be stubborn. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. Alright, but now that we have everything out, I'm going to air up the inner tube a little bit so that way the tire forms around it. And then we're going to put everything onto the wheel. And then in the end, put the wheel back onto the bike. Let's get it. Grab your air pump that's hanging up on a wall. And go ahead, find your valve, preferably with 2 hands, not with one holding your phone. Get everything lined up and start pumping just a little bit. It doesn't need full air because you're gonna have to loosen some of that air so that way everything can fit back onto the wheel. Out. I decided to be smart, put the thing down. And put it on. Lock it in place. Pump it. Make sure it's a circle so that the tire can form to it. But again, you don't need it all the way. And this is probably too much because you're gonna have to let some of it out so that way it can go onto the wheel. Now that we got the inner tube and the tire, and you can see that because of that. So lighting is terrible right now. Night time. Now it's time to get the tire onto the wheel. Always make sure you line your valve up with the hole in the wheel once you find it. I can't find mine. Granted, it doesn't help when I got a mask where I can't see anything and it's almost nighttime. Found it. Put the valve through line everything up how it should be. This is too thick. Shoot. I really hope this isn't too thick. Well, I'm gonna air it back up a little bit now that it's on, and then we're gonna see if the wheel is too thick for this, or the tire's too thick for this. I thought I got it the right size. Maybe not. Alright guys, I'm almost going to be done for today. I'll come back out here tomorrow. But what I did is I pumped the air up, got the inner tube lined up. I'm going to fit the tire onto the bike, hopefully. Fit the tire onto the bike, air it up a little bit more, and hopefully I'll be able to do it. I'm going to see if I can do that in tonight. But if not, I'm coming back out here tomorrow morning and doing it. Well, I kind of forgot to press record. But the wheel's on there. Repump up the inner tube. See if there's any parts where the inner tube comes out. Fix that. And then put the wheel back on the bike. Get sprocket lined up with the chain. And then we're done with this bike until handle grips and brake pads, I believe. And maybe that front one is starting to lose tread, but we'll work on that tomorrow, no matter what. So, going to put wheel back on, but tell me if you see anything wrong. There's no brake pads. Congrats if you got that right. Luckily, I have an extra thing. Oh wait, no. These brake pads go to it. But if those are worn out, I got an extra box of brake pads, which is good. So, let's put this back on, and then I'm done for today. We'll come back out here tomorrow morning, like I said. Alright, so, you have to take these nuts off. So that way I can figure out how to put it back right. Sorry about that glare. Where did that nut go? There it is. Is this one loose enough? It is. Maybe. I think it needs a little talking to. What the heck? Don't ask me what this tool is because I could not tell you. If you know what it's called, leave it in the comments. Good. Help a sibling in Christ. There we go. That's what I meant to call him. Figure out what side the sprocket goes on. Put the axle, these little crevices. Why is that not turning? Is this why? Okay, so I just need to line it up better. If you wanted to help me out at all, bike. Alright, I got it. Now, where did I put them? There they are. Come Give me just a second. Don't worry, guys. You didn't miss anything. I just felt really bad about that glare. But now, we're going to figure out what size goes to these bolts and just tighten. This doesn't really help me at all. I'm not sure which side works better. Ow! You know what? We're gonna use pliers. Well, I just made my phone look funny. Alright, so now we're moving to the other side. Which I might actually be able to use this tool now. Which will help tremendously. Hand tighten as much as you can. That's not right. You're kidding. Bro. I got this wheel on just to take it off. Because I forgot about the chain. Brother. My goodness. Ow. Not that that hurt. It was just loud. Come on. Got it. Thank you. Alright, now, what we're gonna do, figure out how to do this. A little bit of maneuvering. Oh! Alright. Got this side. That bolt is hand tightened. Can't forget about this. Little important. Want to get it hand tightened as much as possible. Don't fall. Whoa. What the heck? That's fine. Alright. It's on. And it's spinning. This bike doesn't have any brakes on this back wheel, so I'm not going to test ride it right now. I'm going to get the chain on it, hopefully, and I'm going to get the chain on that sprocket too. In just a second. Alright guys, I know you can't see much, but we finally have a second wheel and tire and inner tube on this bike. None of the brakes are effective. Those ones just straight up don't work. There's none on the back there. Luckily, they're over there in that red little plate. But I'm so excited I got that. Like, so excited. I've spent an hour out here working just on the seat and tube. I think it's time to turn in for the night. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Alright guys, I'm back. It's actually daylight out, so I can actually work now. But next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the brakes back on the white bike I was just working on last night. We're possibly gonna change the tire on the front wheel of that bike, and then we're gonna change the tires on the on this bike, as well as that one. So basically, for a fact, we're changing all the back wheels on all the mountain bikes. But that's basically it as of right now, as well as the brakes. But let's get to it. I'm not gonna be talking a whole bunch, especially since I already showed you how to. Change the wheels and the brakes. This is just gonna be for film. So if you want to go ahead and log off, go ahead. But otherwise, I'm gonna be changing a whole bunch of tires.